After being denied access just last week, both state and federal lawmakers are now being invited to tour the controversial detention site known as Alligator Alcatraz. But Democrats are calling it a sanitized photo op and say future unannounced visits are still coming. News Channel 8's Capitol Bureau reporter Mackenzie Laporte's in Tallahassee with more on this story.
Lawmakers who were once shut out of Alligator Alcatraz are now being offered a state-led tour of the detention facility. But not everyone is buying it. Access denied. 5 state lawmakers were turned away from the newly opened Alligator Alcatraz on an unannounced visit to the immigration camp.
In my 7 years of public office, I've never once been denied access to any type of detention facility.
Following that, Florida congressional Democrats in D.C. had quietly planned their own unannounced visit for this Saturday. But before they could make the stop, the state scheduled its own tour for the exact same day, inviting both state and federal officials to attend.
Obviously, somebody got word of it and decided to put this cleansed, sanitized version together. They're only going to allow us in there for an hour and a half. We're going to come back and make sure that we get to see how things really are on a day-to-day basis when they're not expecting us.
Critics say this tour is meant to sanitize public perception and prevent oversight of the facility as more reports circulate of poor conditions at the camp.
And I want to make it clear that this outcry is just not coming from Democrats. I spoke with 3 of my Republican colleagues yesterday. They too are up in arms about what's happening. And they too know that there's something going on behind closed doors at that facility that is inhumane.
Even with those concerns, Governor DeSantis continues to defend the camp. This week at a press conference, he said the site is temporary, necessary, and will be fully reimbursed by the federal government.
And if the feds have enough space, in 6 months or a year, then great. And then we won't necessarily need to be doing it. But there is a need now. 8
on Your Side reached out to the Florida Division of Emergency Management asking for details about Saturday's tour and why state lawmakers were denied access in the first place. State and congressional leaders tell me that they plan on touring the site this weekend, but assure the public they will be making unannounced stops in the future. In Tallahassee, Mackenzie Laporte, 8 on Your Side.